Hi, Kaden.
Say hi.
Where's Mrs. Gaskins?
Where is Mrs. Gaskins? Did you check your email? Where you at? How's Terry?
Much better. He went to work this week. Well, went back to work this week, so he's doing good.
Good. What does he do?
I'm not for sure. I mean, I know he works for like a company that builds airplane parts. Whoa. And so he takes the parts and he ships them, I guess like a shipper. He takes the parts, make sure that they're not malfunction and stuff, and then he delivers them out.
Okay.
But I don't know like his title or anything else like that.
He used to do the window thing. He doesn't do that anymore?
Yeah, back in the day, you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He stopped doing that?
That was like 10 years ago.
Really?
Oh, no. So it was, you're right. It was, I feel like I'm talking loud. Am I talking loud?
No, you're talking quiet, actually.
Oh. Yeah, they used to, I forget, Crumbloid. No, that's his current job. I don't know, but I know exactly what you're talking about. They did his, like, the windows and buildings and stuff. And yeah. Yep. You're right.
Good. So how was your week?
It wasn't a bad week. Again, like my new conclusion on Monday, I started doing these videos of just like talking to myself.
What?
And what I said to myself was, you know what, Nikki? You want to do this. You have all these ideas, whether it's like the mobile beauty bus or like a care coordination program, or maybe even doing like cooking videos and or helping old people, which is great, but you are not disciplined in your current state. So what do you mean? Weight loss, for example, has been so, like every year I have like weight loss as a goal. And it is something that obviously is like challenging for me. And so I said to myself, why don't you be disciplined in one area of your life? Hey, Brandy. Hey. I'm talking about I love the hair, Brandy.
I can't hear you.
Oh, she's connecting to her audio.
Yes, I'm gonna put my hair down so I don't look too crazy.
Yeah, I love it. Long story, I was saying that I need to be disciplined in one area of my life that's most challenging. So I said, why don't you focus on weight loss and be disciplined in that area, because I think that will help you in all your other areas. So discipline. So I said, no, remember I was bragging on the Starbucks croissants?
Yes. And we still didn't get it.
Yeah, well, don't do it. So I haven't had any bread this week at all. And I've been getting up 5 o'clock every morning, going to the gym. And I only do 30 minutes.
Where do you go?
But it's just being disciplined. Just be disciplined.
Where do you go?
Being disciplined in the moment. So how was your week?
Where do you go for your workout?
Oh, Planet Fitness.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, because it's 24 hours, cheap, it ain't too expensive. No judgment zone.
Yeah, I go there too, but I haven't been there in about 2 months.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's good. How are you guys? How's everything you're in?
We're good. Still working. Yeah. That's it.
Oh, okay. Brandy?
Same here. Like, I guess my struggle this week was getting back into sending Courtney to school with everything. But
Yeah.
yeah. So
Was she sick?
no, she wasn't sick. It's just getting back. I think when I read certain things, they kind of stick in my head. So then when it comes to like getting her to school, I think I hold back sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's a mental thing. But I just have to get back in the groove of it. But not too bad. I've been working on B Ross and
Come on, B Ross.
applying for jobs all week.
Okay. So productive.
Yeah, pretty productive.
That's good.
But yeah, just working, studying. I'm still studying Forex. That's it.
Did you do your gratitude list? Or
I did not.
No.
I did not.
Well, can you name three things?
You know what it was? I forgot about it, to be honest. That sounds horrible.
No.
But I forgot about it until you mentioned it.
Nikki was a main one. We need homework.
No, we should remind each other.
We need to do a midweek check-in. Make sure.
That's good.
Yeah, because I forgot about it. But we can say what our gratitudes is now, if you like.
Gratitudes through the the troubles that we think we are having. Right?
Oh, okay.
So
I think so, yeah.
I was saying that, I don't like the idea of working and coming home, working and coming home. So, working at my job is pretty easy. And so that's kind of gratitude. I actually been praying and I've been writing that down that I want an easy job and I got it. My job is very easy. For most of my job, I'm just sitting down watching whatever I want to watch, if it's TV or whatever. Or studying.
Dang.
I do have the time to study while I'm at work. So that's cool.
Yeah.
And of course I get paid a nice paycheck that supports a 4-family household.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful for my job that I complain about a lot.
Good.
I think I mentioned before, like my gratitude would be like having more time at home. Because when I was working full time, like teaching, it was like hustle and bustle, and me and Quan were passing ships, and it just like it slowed down. Like, of course, money is slowed down because it's only one income, but like I'm grateful for the time because I know I'll eventually go back to work. But the time I have with Kaden and, able to cook meals for my family and not eat out so much.
Yeah.
Quiet time to meditate and read the Bible and take notes and things like that. And of course, work on my dreams and things like that. So
yeah,
grateful for that.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not working, but I got time.
You got time. Gratitude for me, even though I do not like my job right now, it's so flexible. Like I'm on the clock and I'm able to Zoom in. And I don't know, I just feel like this week, Terry and I just had such a good, fun week. Like we're so silly and we laugh all the time and like make fun of each other and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it was just like a good, solid week for us. I don't know if I think I told Quan, like we'll have family meetings and stuff, like talk about finances and, I understand why rich people get divorced sometimes because money is real, right? And so, but we're able to kind of like discuss our future plans and getting out of our house. It was just like a good partnership week. Like we, butt heads or anything like that. So I'm grateful for those moments. And then, like I said, with the job, like it's frustrating. I have no idea what I'm doing half the time, but I'm still able to like put a little laundry in, go outside and walk, and just have that flexibility at times to kind of do what I want to do. So I'm super grateful for that.
You said you understand why rich people get divorced because money's real. What do you mean?
I just think that I think that money obviously plays like a huge factor in personally in everyone's lives. So, in those times when you aren't able to do what you want to do because of finances, and then there's times where I think it just plays a big part. So if you don't have a partner, I think that you're able to like really communicate. So for example, and then he'll say, like with me, you go to Starbucks every day and spend $12, right? So these are just low level costs of things, and we're not rich people. But if we don't have like a key understanding of like future goals and things like that, and we're not as busy, I would think, as like people with millionaires that got different businesses and everything else. So like the husband or the wife may not be present to kind of discuss finances. I can just see how that easily could be like a barrier between relationships and especially marriage, because it's a huge thing. Like it plays a huge factor in your everyday life. So that's why I said that. Maybe it's not true, but I just think that it's just important. True. Yeah, I just think it's important to be on the same page with finances. And then if you're busy and nobody's looking and holding each other accountable, I can see why that could lead to divorce at risk of losing your money.
Well, first thing, that's good that y'all have goals, because you're talking about you're trying to get a house. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just move. It doesn't not necessarily buying a house, but yeah, getting out of this space that we're in now.
Y'all don't like the space you're in? We're in an apartment, and I like it.
I'm in a 1-1.
Well,
I want a house. I want a backyard.
Yeah.
Like even if we rent a house, I just want more space.
Yes.
But I get what you're saying. Like, hold off on your fun time for a minute. But I was gonna say, maybe if you agree to stop Starbucks, but that won't work either, because he'll be like,
gonna work.
No, they ain't gonna.
That's right. It's not gonna work. The man needs some recreation time.
Go play tennis. That's free.
Hey. Ain't you
gonna play tennis?
Yeah, tell him come over. We can play tennis whenever you want to. We got a tennis court.
Let him know.
You too.
Not down the street.
It's like good 20, 30 minutes. Maybe.
30 minutes. But y'all can still come.
Yeah.
I felt some type of way, Brandy, like you was trying to hold out on the invite or something.
Oh, no.
I'm just
kidding. Y'all right down the street. 30 minutes.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, but we definitely make plans. So we're
just Brandy, be active.
We're off this weekend, so that's great.
Oh. Okay, I'll let him know.
I'm off today, tomorrow, and Sunday daytime. Y'all watch the Bucks game? Y'all watch the game? Football? He does?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, get out of the kitchen. Sorry.
Yeah, this Sunday is going to be a good game, so I can't wait to see that. Anyway, this is all about Bible study, and we already lost about 30 minutes. So let's get into James, brother James. But before we get into that, how are you? What do you think about the whole internet thing and recording this? You okay, Nikki?
Okay, yeah. It was good.
You're okay? Hopefully I got my sound
working.
Did you
fix your sound?
I'll find out afterwards. I won't know until after the video and look back at it.
Hit it.
All right, James chapter 2. Brother James.
Yeah, my homeboy.
I thought Brandy was clapping.
I feel like it's short though, because it's like a paragraph that kind of touches on the same thing and they reiterate a lot.
Agree.
All right, so who wants to start? What do y'all want to start with? It said treat everyone the same. It's saying to don't treat rich people, better than poor people or whatever. Don't what's the word? Just treat them the same, I guess. Don't be. I forgot what the word is, but anyway, yeah. So, what do y'all think about that? We already do that, right? Or y'all feel like we do? We don't.
Well, so I tested myself in reading this scripture. So I feel like, I don't go around, I don't think I do go around treating poor people wrong or any different. But I do treat people different who is poor minded. So what do you mean by that?
Hmm.
You mean
Not like financially poor minded, but just like poor thinking, like stupid. You know what I mean? Like, or just
you don't want them in your presence.
I just think I stay away from it. Like if you are if you're just poor thinking, like after a while, people that's making the same mistakes, or and again, this probably is like a bad analogy of poor people, but because I feel like I do treat people in general well, I was like, do you really do? Like what people do you not treat well? And I think I stay away from people that is just ignorant. Does that make sense? Like just
nothing's wrong with that.
Is it though?
I wouldn't want to be
around. But here's the thing: if you saw them hungry on the street, would you feed them, or would you be like, "Oh no, I didn't like you in the first place"?
Good question. Come on. I would feed them, but it wouldn't be like good intentions. It was like, nah, this is why they hungry because
they didn't eat it.
What's your sign, Nikki?
Huh?
What's your sign? Cause me and Brandon was talking about signs the other day.
I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that.
You know what Courtney is? Or no, Courtney's a Pisces.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about that. But I mentioned that because
Christian life though to be doing signs and stuff. Somebody told me that you shouldn't be following signs.
I heard that too.
Off topic. Sorry, forget it.
No, it's a conversation. I heard that too, but it's nothing that I worship or anything. It's just it's there.
Yeah, I feel like it's something that you have like the same personalities and stuff with any sign. I feel like.
Some of that stuff is making sense though.
It does.
But I think it's when you start relying on it and kind of like putting yourself in that box of what they say you are. That's where you kind of go wrong.
Yeah. And then I remember when I was super young, I used to check my daily horoscope and stuff.
Yeah, I don't do all that.
Yeah. I was super young. But yeah.
But you don't judge people based on their appearance. Like you saw.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
It's actually easier for me to talk to people who it's like that could be possibly more, the what's the called stereotype poor than me talking to somebody who looks rich. I would probably I was at McDonald's the other day and this person, he kind of had on raggedy kind of clothes, but he had an electric bicycle, and I'm interested in an electric bicycle because I got one. And it was easier for me to talk to him like, oh man, what kind of bicycle is that? How much did that cost and all this other stuff. So I don't know. I don't really talk to rich people. I wouldn't be like, hey man, that's a nice, Lamborghini. How much does that cost? I've never done that before. Or even like, what do you do to afford that? I'm more easier. Maybe, and that's a question that in the book, I'm like, who is he talking? Who is James talking to? Are we poor? Are we rich? Are we the middle?
As far as like Christianity or what?
In this chapter, I put, who is James talking to? The rich, poor, middle.
He don't say nothing about no middle.
Right.
So,
who? Okay, he's talking about the poor and the rich, but that's who he's talking about. But who is he talking to?
I would just think in general, because if you're poor, I mean, sometimes you do treat other people, even though you're in the same class as them, you still may look down on certain people who may not have what you have, for example. So like poor people still beef with poor people, and, obviously rich people, are known, or the stereotype is that they don't, look down or look out for poor people. So I don't know who's he specifically speaking with, but I think anybody can relate to what he's saying, regardless if you're rich or poor, or like I said, and that's why I challenge it. I don't see myself as like treating somebody poor differently, but I do treat people who, may not do or make the right decisions as I would a little bit different.
Okay.
What about like like if you see a poor person on the street, and I'm guilty of this, where because you may have heard somebody else tell you this, like if you see a poor person, you think like, oh, they could go get a job, or they're just using people. Like you make your own assumptions about why they're on the street. Like you ever see like a whole family out, and you kind of judge the guy, and you're like, he need to go get a job. Like, I'm not giving them nothing.
Scam. That's the first thing I'm thinking of. They scamming people out here.
You never know if it's a scam or it's hard to tell. So it's
the
like, should
whole
we judge?
family, Brandy?
I know. But should we make that judgment and think?
You're right. You're right. So I guess I do, because I'm totally judging. Why? And then I feel like, oh, she ain't pregnant. You know what I mean? Like, she's not really pregnant. She's pregnant.
Yeah. Because there's so many people where that has happened. Or you've heard people say, like, they give somebody money and they hand it off to somebody. Like, you just don't know.
You're right. Call us to the carpet, Brandy. You're absolutely right. So I guess I do judge. Well,
are we just being cautious, or are we just...
Yeah, no, you're right. Because really, it's not our job to kind of figure out what they're going to do with the money. Same thing with like preachers or people saying like, oh, I don't want to give because that's going to his gas or rent. It's like, really, you're giving because that's one, you're supposed to do. And then two, it's just a love for that person, or you wanting to help that person, I should say. So you're right. I do. If I'm really like, if I think of it like that, then yeah, because I'm like, why he has this whole family out there? Or, hey,
it says judging with evil thought. It says judging individuals based on their appearance and treating them differently is a sin. Sin of partiality. This is judging with evil thoughts. I couldn't say.
So are you saying that you don't give to the family the money with the people who have the whole family out there? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think I've ever given. I'm gonna be honest. This is safe haven.
Yeah, safe haven.
I don't think I've ever given to. No, I ain't even gonna say I never did it. No.
What about to one person with a sign?
Oh yeah,
but not the family.
Because I feel like it's a scam.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And they be having nice clothes.
That's true. They do be having nice clothes.
The lady don't look at you in the eye. The husband got the sign. And I'm sorry if this is going on YouTube, but I just feel like it's like a production. It's the kids running around, it's just, why?
Nah, I still give to him. I remember I gave like $20 one time. I actually walked up to him because I want to know what's going on versus just give them money. I want to kind of talk to them. But of course,
but is that something good? Like, should we be trying to figure out the reasons why before we give, or should we give them freely? Like I said, like
give freely, give with your heart. That's what the Bible always says. So going down, did James make it seem like being rich was bad? And it was like rich people, they're going to waste away and, all those stuff. And then with the poor people, like the whole kingdom of God is going to go to the poor people. The rich people, like, is he trying to say, like, don't try to be rich and stay poor?
I didn't get that vibe from James, but I do understand, like Brandy mentioned before, it's like almost a continuation of what he was saying last time. And so he brought up in chapter 1 about being rich and everything else. I just think when you got money and you are rich, your attitude changes. Not a lot, but typically you are, you're about your money and, you're in that zone. And so oftentimes we forget about, and I hope I'm not sounding like too presumptuous here, but oftentimes you forget like where you came from, you know what I mean? Or about people that really struggling every day. And even you know me, thankfully we don't have to, prayerfully, we don't have to think about water and stuff like that. Like that's not even our that doesn't come to our thought. And so when you're past a certain stage and, you can easily forget how the struggles of people who don't have the resources feel and what they have to deal with. And so I don't think that he was just saying like, oh, it's almost bad to be rich, but it is, it comes with the price of being rich because you should be giving more. You should be caring for the community. You should be willing to, help out others. But what we see today is that doesn't happen. There's 3% of the rich in the world, billions of dollars, and you tell me people are still going without food? You know what I mean? Like how? How is that even possible? So yeah. So I think that's the perspective that BJ was coming from. It's not that it's a bad thing, but it becomes a bad thing when you easily forget about people who, is just struggling to get the bare necessities.
Now, my question is, I know that we like to kind of say, man, we're not the rich. We don't have the billions and the millions like Bezos and whoever else. But are we acting like the rich that we have money that we can give back? We're not starving and we have water. We can give back water and food to people. Are we acting like the rich?
Good question.
Are we?
I think at times, yeah. I think at times, but I think it will be acting as the rich if we are passing opportunities to do what's right.
But for example, at least okay, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, if there's an opportunity to give, you should give. If there's opportunity or you see someone has a need, you should do that. So are you saying that when there's opportunities, you kind of close a blind eye and you don't help out?
I'm saying that there's always opportunities. There's always somebody
like giving out to community, just like organizations and stuff like that.
Right. That we're not, at least me and Brandy, we're not doing.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not either. Yeah.
So I think that should be part of our homework is to put a system in place or something that we are doing this continuously. Even if it's just giving $1 every week and just putting that system in. I'm gonna find somebody and give them $1 every single week. And then of course you'll hopefully build that up. But that just be a system in place. Or if it's going somewhere and giving your time and giving somebody food or something every single week, put a system in place. Not just that casual, I see him, I'm gonna give him $5 whenever. Actually put a system in place.
I love that idea. Yeah. I think that's a good start, for sure.
And of course the church they have, and that's Brandy, that's a whole nother thing with me and Brandy. They already have a system in place with the whole tithing thing, where that's a way of giving on a weekly basis or how often you get paid. But that's a whole different subject. But I'm just talking about any kind of giving and make it a system.
Okay. Yeah, so that's
intentionally give $1 every week.
I mean, it don't have to be that, but I think that's real basic.
Basic.
Yeah, that's something that you can get started easily.
I think
All right. Anyway.
But that was one of my questions too. Like, if you do get rich, like, of course, we all want to have money plentiful.
Right.
But I guess the question is, why do you want the money too? But
good question.
But it's because I put in my notes, like, are these things taken away from you when you get rich? Like, are you which I don't think is true, but are you no longer rich in the faith and heirs of the kingdom? But maybe he's saying, like, if you lose that humility, then that's when you start to stray away from God. But if you remain humble and,
right,
grounded, then you can still be rich in the faith and heirs of the kingdom. But I guess he's seen so many times where people were rich and they lose those mindsets. So maybe that's
right. I agree.
And they say like that. What is it? Money is the root of all evil, or something like that. Like it's a huge,
I can't hear you, Brandy.
A huge distraction.
I said the love of money. Is that what it says?
Yeah, the love of money.
Yeah, I can believe that. Because you get so caught up in making more, and your lifestyle changes, and that's obviously going to affect your attitude, and so you kind of lose that humbleness, as Brandy mentioned, when that happens. So I definitely can see where BJ was coming from.
So we got to, don't forget, have the kind of the mentality is that what we're talking about. That we just need to stay humble. Don't have that rich, pride kind of mentality.
Yeah.
So good. We're not really focused on the whole being rich, but just don't forget about your community and people, and your love for people and helping and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
Not there. I don't know. Did you want to switch? You got 1 minute left.
Yeah, you're right. It does say 1 minute and 45 seconds. When it cuts off, then just look out for your email, and I'll shoot you an email real quick, and we'll get back on it.
I did want to just talk about verses 14 through 17. If our faith does not lead us to doing good things, then it's not worth anything. And I was like, oh, that's the one thing that kind of stuck to me in my takeaway.
What was it? Say it again. If our what?
If our faith does not lead us to do good things,
yes,
then your faith is not worth anything.
Man, that is good.
Ain't that good?
That is good.
What
verse was that?
Verses 14 through 17.
Okay.
And that was a different version that I read. But I was like, man, because again, it was a continuation from chapter 1 about faith and how that really is like the bulk, I want to say, to me, how I take it is it really is the bulk of Christianity. You know what I mean? And your walk with God and how you treat people. And, even we'll use the example of giving to the poor. I may not have money. You know what I mean? I may be on a tight little budget. Mm-hmm. But you see that there's a need, right? You see that this person is hungry, as he used the example. It's not good enough to just say, oh, I'm going to pray for you as your stomach is growling, right? And so...
Go for it. We hear you.
So I was saying before, verse 14 through 17 is our faith. If our faith does not lead us to do good, then it is not worth anything. Right. And I use the example of what James said, and what we discussed was if we do see somebody who's hungry, it's not good enough just to say, I'm going to pray for you. Right. And that's where the struggle and your true faith kind of, your true test of faith, I should say, is at, because I too may not have everything. I'm not hungry, you know what I mean? But I might not have a lot of money to take you out to eat and everything else and to clothe you and stuff. But I'm in a better position financially than this poor person. And so what I said was, or what I was going to say is that those are the times that, and how I took it is, it's not good enough just to say that, but you do have to give whatever you can. And that's your faith kind of doing the work, and you're going to trust God that he'll bless you in return, because you didn't have it. You really could have used that money towards something else personally, but you chose to help a person who, is poorer than you, I guess.
Like if you hear somebody is hungry, like you go feed them. Don't just be like, oh Lord, provide them with food in Jesus' name. Like feed them. Like you said, if somebody's cold, don't just pray that they're comforted. Take them a blanket.
So let's just use that same analogy and kind of compare it. If someone that you see is always hungry, do you always feed them?
I say yes.
Yeah.
Do you?
Or like Corin was saying, like, they say teach a man to fish or whatever.
Yes.
But then at what point, like, what if they don't want to fish? They're just like, I just want you to fish.
Yeah. So, I mean, at what point do you, I hate to use the word some accountability, but yeah, like you gotta kind of be a little more accountable for yourself. So if I'm always giving to the poor, should I that's just the only thing I need to worry about is just my part in giving? There's no expiration date to giving.
No.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
That's for sure. That's a struggle too. That I will be honest and saying that will be a struggle for me. And if I'm just being like keeping it 100% real here, if I always see somebody on the corner and I'm giving, maybe that's a bad example. I probably will continue to give. But if I see somebody close to me who's always asking for something, and I know that they have the abilities and able to do what they need to do to get themselves out of that situation, I don't know if I can honestly say that I'll continue giving and supporting and helping. And I don't know if that's going against what James is trying to say here, but that would be a struggle, irritation for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say to, put them in your budget or anything. Like, just keep giving. This is money just for you that I'm going to keep giving to you all the time. I feel that you should give out of your abundance, which is you're giving. You have something for that, and that's not you're giving out of this system that you have.
I mean, even if it's out of abundance, it will still irritate me.
Just imagine they were giving us, I don't know if they gave you, but they were giving us, the government or whoever was giving us $500 every single month or whatever.
And we're overdue. That's long overdue.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing. And again, that's just a whole different topic, but that goes with reparations and everything else.
No, they gave it to everybody. They didn't give it to just Black people.
But what I'm saying is, don't you think that we are overdue with reparations? As far as this, and then, again, we're getting off, but we got to do better with staying on topic. But for example, the Asian bill, how they're protecting the Asian communities, and they literally have a hate bill specifically for Asian people, that if you do something towards Asian, you are literally going to pay double the price than you would a normal, because it's considered like a hate crime. But we don't have a specific bill for Black. We have a civil rights, blanket bill and blanket protection, but there's nothing specifically for Black people. So when I hear, they gave us $500, yeah, okay, and I mean, they got billions of dollars.
All the taxes we done paid.
All the taxes, all the free labor that we've done to build this country and everything else. So yeah, and they have money. And let's just take Black people out of this. And again, don't get me started. But let's just take Black people out of this and just say poor people.
Yeah.
The veterans that is out homeless. They literally serve the country, and yeah, there may be some mental health. What are they doing there? Let's talk about the people that they put in jail that, for small infractions, and that's paying, huge price as far as serving time for nothing. So, and the treatment that they have in jail. So, yeah, $500. Thank you, Anne.
No, some more, please.
Thank you, Anne.
Yes.
I'm appreciative, but it's not something like, president, and no, like.
All right.
And we gotta pay it back.
I don't even know why Corn included the government. We're talking about if you got a cousin that come to you all the time, like, I need help paying my light bill every month, but you see them, misusing their money or not managing it. Like, at what point do you say, no, I'm not going to?
Okay, well, in that case, I've never been in that situation, but I have been in a situation that I kept giving the same person that's on the road is the same guy, and I kept giving him money. Not on a daily basis, but every time I see him, I'll probably give him to him. And there's been times where I've seen him and I didn't give him anything. But I wouldn't not give to him for those reasons. and he's still on
You
the
wouldn't
same.
give it to him because you don't know that person. But what if you knew somebody personally who's always asking for something? Would you still give as
brandy.
freely?
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just joking.
We're
Not
one.
funny.
We're one.
Not funny, Corn.
But I've never been in that situation, I guess. Not that I know of.
Exactly. But just that, I think it's a little bit different. If I knew that person, would I be as freely or willing to give as freely, I should say?
I think that if you did build that relationship, then you would help them, like the whole teaching a man to fish versus just giving them a fish.
Yeah.
I would think that you have more of a relationship where, hey, let me buy you these clothes so you can go on this interview, or let me tell you what to do. Because that's the thing that I think about all the time because I ride my bicycle a lot and I see these people. I'm like, let me take them to that gym you talking about, Planet Fitness, and it's free, and I got the black pass, so they can come in with me. Go take a shower.
Yeah.
Let me clean you up, get you some new clothes, and let's figure out some things. What you want to do?
Wow, that's good.
I haven't done it yet, but
yeah.
But anyway, we're going over our time, and
okay.
Our the last thing you were saying was which I think is like the end, which is what are we doing? We're not going to just say we're going to pray for you, but we're actually going to do something. So,
can we just talk about one thing, or y'all have to go?
I don't have to go. You have to. I always think about you because we're off.
I know I do have to go, but I did want to talk about this. How good would it feel for God to call you His friend?
Okay, is that in the chapter? Did I miss that?
Yeah, so
I didn't see that.
So BJ talked, and it was just like a little brief scripture. Let me see, because I didn't write the scripture down. But he said basically how God called Abraham his friend.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And so I was like, man, like what character, what type of person, which, that I need to be for God to actually call me his friend. And I don't know why that stuck out with me, but I was like, man, just to be called a friend of God, like that really is like a righteous person or somebody who's, ain't worried about, giving or, it's just nothing to them. So what type of character I need to kind of take on? Maybe I'll do the baby step of giving to the family outside. But,
yeah, do that.
But what type of character and I don't know the best word to describe it, what type of things I need to kind of take on to, be that ultimate goal of God calling me his friend.
So in that example, I don't know if they went deep into of Abraham, but as some people might know, is that Abraham sacrificed. Okay, God told Abraham to kill his son.
Yeah.
So Abraham listened to God and was about to kill his son. So does that mean that we supposed to blindly do what God says? So God is going to be my friend because I listened to what he said to do?
Exactly. That's basically what he was saying is Abraham believed in God, and because of his faith, he accepted whatever consequences was going to happen, but he trusted God so much and his faith was so much involved in God that he was willing to do the ultimate sacrifice. And so I guess the bigger question is what sacrifices we are willing to make to show our faith and our love for God. I mean, that ain't the question you got to answer today, but just, like what sacrifices am I, what choices am I going to make? If it's helping others or just putting myself out there, what is it that I'm willing to do to, show God that I actually believe and have faith in him?
I think just like Abraham, we should do what God tells us to do. And
I got that hearing problem. I don't be hearing God. So.
No, if you don't hear God, then do what he wrote for you to do.
Ooh, okay, Corey. Call me out. I love it.
And I'm not saying that I hear God, but I hear God from what I've read. And God says, just like you were telling me the last week, was God says, take care of the widows who don't have a husband or whatever. Take care of the children who don't have the family. This is what he said to do. So do that. If you don't hear something audibly, do what he wrote down already.
I love it.
So, and that's nothing
Where's
by the
open plate? I'm passing it.
So that's what I want to do, this system thing where if we do feel that we want to somehow, help the widows, make a system and put it in place that every week or whatever, that whatever you want to do, you just go find whatever that needs to be helped, and then boom, you're doing it every whatever week, being consistent.
I love it. Okay, that's a good homework. And we'll do a midweek check-in. So my takeaways, I'll find, for me, I'm going to look up some organizations that I may be able to give financially to. A huge sacrifice would be time, and I don't know if I'm willing to do that right now. But I can definitely see what type of financial assistance I can do for other people or organizations. So,
yeah, that's one of my passions. Homeless people, it's one of them. So, yeah, I'm going to give maybe like go. That's what I used to do anyway. Is find somebody. I keep cash money in my book bag. So when I'm on my little bicycle things, I give that money to homeless people that I run across.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. What about you, Brandy? Yeah.
I'm gonna give $5.
All right. Give $5 to who?
Somebody.
Yes.
We're gonna get. I gotta get my system in better. That it's something I have to do at this time. I'm gonna go and give it, and I have to give it to somebody or whatever the system's gonna be. One day I want to do what Brandy was talking about. She found somebody who gives like a whole bunch of food on a certain day, right? And they feed the whole community. So
yes, a lady in Chicago. She sets up like under a bridge or something where like there's a bunch of homeless people, and she sets up a table and like has food, and she feeds them. I don't know if she feeds them. I think she feeds them every night. She feeds them a meal every night. And right now it's like really cold, so I don't know who finances her, but she like if it's really cold in Chicago, she'll get them a hotel room.
Whoa!
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and then sometimes she'll figure out a way to get them a place to live, like an apartment, somehow. So yeah, she does a lot of pretty cool.
Yeah.
But she calls them friends. Like she calls them her friends. And when they do get set up like in their place, she'll take them shopping. She'll go to Target and get them, laundry detergent and towels, and she'll set them up nice. And then she goes on social media and asks people to like send money, and they do. So she'll like get them whatever they want, whatever they need. And she had one guy, they like on social media, they sent $1,000. And she said she'll hold on to it and she'll pinch off of it and give it to him whenever he needed it. So
wow,
pretty cool. Yeah, she's pretty cool lady.
But yeah, I feel like we're gonna grow something out of this too. That we're gonna help people and do God's will in a certain way. But yeah, this was great.
It is. So are we continuing James next week?
That's what I would think. But Brandy, she doesn't always agree with that. She's like, you don't have to go in order and all this stuff, which is fine.
That's not true. We can continue.
We don't. I mean, it's up to you guys what you want to do for sure.
I'm down with
continuing.
James 3.
One thing that stuck out to me, I know we were kind of closing, but the story about
Abraham?
No, the lady.
What lady? In the Bible?
Mm-hmm. Hold on, James. The lady that hid the spies.
Oh yeah. I forgot her name. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I thought that was like so interesting. Like, let me see what it said real quick.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother thing about how it don't have to be financially helping people and showing your faith and doing the works or whatever. It don't have to be financially. It could be. In that case, she hid the spies to. God had a plan in place, and she helped with that. She helped with the spies. Do you know that story, Nikki?
I heard of it, but I don't know. I don't remember it. Was she?
She was a
No, I
prostitute.
don't know.
Yeah, she was a prostitute.
She was a prostitute, and
yes.
like even though she was led a sinful life, like
yes.
she helped in God's plan to hide the spies.
Yes.
What did he say in the scripture about her though, James?
So we can read that story.
That's in Joshua, I think. I think they're trying to.
You kind of have to dig deeper to find out about what she did for him. Now, I didn't understand what the verse said after that. For as the body apart from the spirit is dead, so also faith apart from works. Oh, okay. I just reiterate.
Rahab, what's her name? It's in
Rahab,
verse 25 of James chapter 2.
Wait, they talked about Rahab in this chapter?
Yeah, the 25th verse. Didn't God consider even Rahab the prostitute to be right with him? That's because of what she did for the spies. She gave them a place to stay, then she sent them off in a different direction. A person's body without their spirit is dead. In the same way, faith without good deeds is dead.
So God even used the prostitutes. I just thought about like how gracious, like grace and mercy and redemption.
So is that our next reading about Rahab?
No.
We're
going to James chapter 3.
That was James too, but that stuck out to me because he pretty much pointed out like even this lady in her errors, he still used her.
Yeah.
To work, to be a part of his plan.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to add is a lot of people, they think that they need to become rich and they want to, make so much money and then they will, then if I have all this money, then I can give back. I feel like we can do that now. So we don't gotta be rich or whatever to give back anything to somebody.
Yeah.
So,
and he said, like the comment I made, the biggest value is your time, right? So giving your time is a lot of times what's needed more so than monetary things because you're able to kind of connect with that person more. And, if it is sharing knowledge or just helping them out, washing dishes and, giving people a ride, those different things. So for sure.
So good. So our homework is to start to figure out what kind of system you're going to put in place. To give back, to display your deeds from your faith or something like that. Like showing your faith by your deeds or the things that you're doing versus just saying, I'm going to pray for you.
Exactly.
So our homework is just to say that we gave in some way.
And I'm gonna come back with what my system is. Maybe everyone could share what their system was that they implemented, and then obviously read James chapter 3.
Right. Sounds good.
And then let's just stick with the same time, 9:30. I just blocked off time on my calendar for work. So, and I'll send out the link too.
Awesome. 9:30 Fridays.
The 28th.
Okay.
January is already ending.
All right.
Crazy.
What time you take Tori to school?
7:15.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and then I pick her up at 1:44, 1:45.
Oh wow.
It's 1:55.
She's 4?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's 4.
No.
So yeah. All right, guys, Gaskins. Oh, I'll let you know about this weekend too. See what Terry. No, you should text Terry. You text him.
Is he off?
No. Well, this weekend. I'm sorry. Yes, he's off this weekend. So maybe Saturday afternoon. I don't know what we'll do.
The thing about it is Brandy's so COVID. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to see nobody.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, then yeah. We'll wait till it die down then.
I mean, she ain't correcting me, so it must be true.
I'm just saying we do something outdoors, but yeah, I am like super cautious. But
we love going to the park. We love going bike riding and running and going on playgrounds. Well, not really playgrounds, but doing outside things. If y'all want to go, we got a park over here that we play like ping pong and pick what's called cornhole, and they got a whole bunch of different.
And you have the kids with you?
Yeah. Yeah, bring Tori. I don't know if I ever even met her.
It's so sad, right?
And y'all are so close.
Oh, we haven't seen Tori since she was a baby.
I know.
Like
she's a big girl. She's such a big girl now. So I'll let you know. I'll see if Terry's going to be up for getting physical. He said he's not going to start working out until next week. So we'll see.
Just get active. Let's just go to the park. Bring some fresh air, get some sunlight.
Okay.
I'm going to text Terry. Don't worry about it. We'll see.
Yeah, you text him.
All right.
So he can give you the excuses and not me. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.